Hey everyone, SaintsFan here, and in this Red Dead Redemption 2 video, we're going to be breaking down the trailer that Rockstar released earlier this morning, so let's hop right into it. I just want to say, I know there wasn't much shown, but this is just incredible. Because this gameplay, if you did not know, is actually from the PS4, according to the PS4 blog. So this is console gameplay, but the trees, the grass, the animals are actually a pretty important part, but it just looks so nice, the lighting and everything. Okay, so here, keep an eye out on this, I guess, coyote or something. There's a little rabbit here. This is what's actually really nice about this trailer. It gives us a little bit more information on how the animals are going to react and behave with one another. So you can see he goes and attacks, like he's hunting. And that's just a random little thing. Now here, one thing that's actually pretty interesting. So you have this river. And this, if I go ahead and place the leaked map that came out a few months ago, on that map, there's actually there's a few rivers that you can see, and we don't really know 100% because we don't even know if that map is legit, but if it is legit, then maybe this river right here could be on the right-hand side. I mean, again, it is hard to see, and it's hard to make out the, shape of the river, but this could be one of those rivers that we saw in that leaked map. And then this scene just blows me away. This is what I'm excited for. At nighttime, since, back in the 1800s, there was no light pollution or anything. The sky, man, this just looks absolutely incredible. And then again, the campfire, people camping out here at nighttime, the lighting, it just looks incredible. And then here you can see, so I'm not entirely sure if this is like you or if this is just an NPC or a cutscene or something, but it looks like you can actually put your, whenever you go hunting, you can put the animal on the back of your horse. And then canoeing. So this also now we don't know if this is a giant lake or if this is just a little small lake that's got some fog on it. But one, there's a canoe. So I'm going to pray, because we're in 2016 or 2017, that's when this game's going to be announced or released, we can swim in it. Because in Red Dead Redemption, you couldn't actually swim in it. But if that leaked map is true, there was a lot of water areas on that leaked map, so this could be one of those. And then this is actually a pretty important scene here, because there are a ton of buffaloes. There's a train, which if we play it, it's not really moving that fast. It's kind of going a little slow. And then there's these power lines. Now, why this is important is because in Red Dead Redemption, I'm pretty sure there was a mission where you had to kill all the bison or buffalo, and then you basically, they didn't spawn anymore. So here, showing that there's a lot more, it's another reason why this might be a prequel. And then the train going a little bit slower than maybe the one in Red Dead Redemption is another indication that the technology wasn't there to go as fast. Now, the power lines or whatever these poles with the, the lines are, if anyone can guess in the comments, please do. But the bison on the train, again, are a good indication that this is going to be a prequel. Okay, side note, before we get into Worth's General Store, does this not look like Michael and Trevor? I mean, a little bit. You gotta admit, the beard here, I just thought that was a pretty cool, fun little Easter egg that maybe Rockstar put into the game. If not, then maybe we're just seeing stuff. Maybe I'm just seeing stuff. But this store is actually pretty interesting because people want to know the location of this game. And you can see it says Worth's General Store, fresh fruit and all that stuff on the side. So in real life, in Fort Worth, Texas, which is near Dallas, Texas, if you were unaware, I guess the original founders, they set up a general store in 1872. So that could give us, one, the location and the time period. This could be between the 1850s and then like the 1880s, because that's when I believe all this technology was starting to come about. Again, going back to the bison and the buffalo, there were a lot more of them. And then here with the Worth's General Store, if this is maybe Fort Worth or whatever their Rockstar's rendition of that city, then we might be playing at the top of Texas, which does have some mountain areas, and then maybe if it goes to the south and the leaked map is true and New Orleans is actually part of it, then you can have the swampy areas that we just saw with the water and the sort of plain areas that we have coming up in this trailer. Now here you see, this is a really cool scene. Coming out the barn, all dressed up, you got the cows and stuff, and then the mountain, the giant mountain in the background. It's going to be so much fun to explore. Okay, one thing that's really cool, going back to that AI and the animals and all that, watch this little turkey. I guess it's a turkey, vulture, whatever, or all of them. They're picking on this dead animal, and just watch the gore.
Listen to me.
Yeah, blood and stuff coming out. That's going to be something really awesome to see. And then the dog, for being wet and muddy, actually looks pretty good here. So, again, graphics are on point. Now, this next part, you're going to hear the guy talking, and I'm going to let him say his lines, but there's something really interesting about the guy talking.
When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
All right, so that guy, now, many people were wondering if that's going to be the protagonist, or if that's going to be just some character you play or you meet in the story. But that voice in particular, I'm going to go ahead, listen to this. So this is Dutch from Red Dead Redemption. And then listen to the similarities in his voice compared to the guy in this trailer.
Oh, it's nice to see you, John. Doesn't time fly? Our time has passed, John.
When the time comes, you gotta run and don't look back. This is over.
So yeah, that sounds pretty similar. I don't know if it is going to be him, because you can see in this picture here of the 7 people, which I think might be the same 7 people on the picture they tweeted a few days ago, but they are all masked. So you can't really tell much about these characters. We don't know if, one of these is John Marston, if one of them is Dutch or Bill. So we're going to still have to wait and see on that end. But one thing about these 7 people, so this on the right, this actually kind of looks like a female. And if I remember correctly, Abigail, John Marston's wife, she was also in Dutch's gang. So if this is a prequel in Dutch's gang, then that would make sense. This guy on the left, he is dual wielding. So that's going to be a really fun feature that they add to the game. Another thing, this guy right here on the yellow horse, he looks to be black. And if he is black, then that'll be a really cool and sort of different approach to the Wild Wild West. Because when you picture the Wild Wild West, you picture, cowboys, white dudes, and all that. So maybe this is either a black guy or the Native American guy that has been talked about in the leaks. But as this goes on, just look at, God. You got the plains, which I was talking about earlier. This could be sort of like the southern part of Texas. You got the mountains that have snow on them. That could be the northern part of Texas. And then the water areas, that could be the New Orleans swampy area, which I'm excited for. I know there's, this wasn't that big of a trailer. Normally, Rockstar, knock it out the park with their first trailers. I remember GTA 5's first trailer was incredible, but I guess we're going to have to wait and see on the next trailer. They should have titled this a teaser, and it would have gone over a lot better, but hey, whatever. Now, some information that you may not know that wasn't in the trailer that actually was announced after the fact. So, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video, that gameplay, that trailer, was on the PS4 according to the PlayStation blog. But one thing they said, 2 things actually, they said on their blog. So, in addition to all this stuff, the PS3 classic Red Dead Redemption is actually going to be coming to PlayStation Now. So, it looks like there's not going to be a Red Dead Redemption remastered, because now you can play it on the Xbox One through backwards compatibility and on the PS4 through PlayStation Now. But the most important part, says, we are pleased, this is from Sony, we are pleased to announce that PS4 players get first access to earn select online content in the vast open world of Red Dead Redemption 2. Check back for more information about it. So, not only is the gameplay on the PS4, but it looks like Rockstar and Sony struck a deal. Sony must be paying a lot of money, because there's going to be some exclusive online content for Red Dead Redemption for the PS4 people. One thing, just because I wanted to see if I could find some information on this before the video ended, so those power lines that I mentioned, those might not actually be power lines, because power lines didn't come into the world until 1912, I believe. Since this is looking like a prequel, those are more likely telegraph lines, which became popular in the 1860s. That's actually when the first transcontinental telegraph line was completed. So with that, the bison, the train not going as fast, potentially the guy sounding like Dutch, it is looking more and more likely that this one is a prequel of Dutch's gang in about the 1860s or 1870s. So there you guys have it. There is the trailer, the teaser trailer for Red Dead Redemption 2 broken down. Hopefully going through the trailer a little bit slower gave you guys some more information and maybe even some stuff you might have missed when the trailer played out the first time. Anyway, thank you all for watching. If you did enjoy the video, please drop it a like. That'd be much appreciated. And subscribe for more Red Dead Redemption 2 content because, you know, up until that game, Red Dead Redemption is one of my favorite games of all time. So I am going to be playing this game. I'm going to be doing a bunch of videos, a bunch of information. I will keep you guys updated on everything. So if any of that stuff sounds interesting, then definitely subscribe to my channel. But anyway, see you all in the next one. As always, it's your boy Saints Venom out. Peace.